Hi friends, this is Krish the Urban Naxal. Friends, I get a lot of calls, and by lot I mean to say roughly one per day or one in every 2 days. I get a call asking me to review a certain under construction property. Now the person who calls me says, Krish, I have heard all your videos. I understand that under construction is risky, but there is this project that my uncle has recommended to me, or my cousin or my brother has gone and checked out, and he says it's a good project. He's convinced it's a good project. Can you please review it for me on RERA website? So what I usually tell them is, I tell them, listen, do you understand the risks of under construction? They say, yeah, but then this is a good builder. So I want to explain, this is all, I am going to go from another angle at this. I'm going to try to take you through a different mental journey in order to make you understand and get a real sense of what is the risk you take when you go for under construction. See guys, I have already explained in so many videos that the trade, the transaction is basically unsound. And the reason it is unsound is, number one, you are taking a product that is still in the making. It is not made. The builder is often in the stage of getting permissions. He does not have all the permissions. The builder may change his plans. He may change his plans if the FSI increases in order to maximize his profits. He may amalgamate more land into the same land, and that may tempt him to make a bigger building, a taller building, etc. etc. Builders are always changing their plans. So that is one thing, you don't know what you are going to get. You are booking for a let us say you are booking in a fully residential property, but you may get a property which is half commercial and half residential with lot of shops. You don't know that. And the builder will make you sign all kind of waivers. Already in the agreement itself, there are so many things that say that you are going to concern yourself only with your house, with the four walls of your house. I can say this with 80% certainty that anybody who thinks he is going to get common amenities, unless the common amenities are already constructed, if you are booking in an under construction and common amenities like clubhouse, gymnasium, etc. are promised to you, I can say this with a fair degree of assurance that it is unlikely you are going to get the common amenities along with your flat. You may get the common amenities a couple of years later if you are lucky, several years later, 8-10 years later if you are unlucky, or not at all. Not at all. You may not get your common amenities. So there are all these possibilities. When you look and when you book a flat, you are looking at a brochure. You are listening to the salesmen who are talking you through this. They are basically just they are paid to convince you to swipe a token. So you are not looking at an actual flat. You are looking at a promise that the builder makes while he says, I might not do it in time, I might not do it this way, I might not do it that way. So it's a promise with a lot of slipperiness. It is an oil-coated promise. Now I have said all this before. But people still seem to think it's a good idea. And one of the arguments that I get is, it's cheaper. Under construction is cheaper. If I am looking for a flat which is, let us say, 800 square feet, 2 BHK, I am getting, if I am looking for ready possession, they are quoting at 2 CR, 2.2 CR. Whereas if I go for under construction, they are quoting at 1.8, 1.9 CR. It's an argument, and people make this argument a lot of times. They say it quite often. Now, first of all, I tell them it is not necessarily true, because you are kind of taking it into your head that it is going to be costlier. It is not a universal truth, but people feel that way. So let me assume it. Let us assume that you actually have to buy ready possession at 2.2 CR, whereas if you're buying under construction, you're going to get it at 1.8 or 1.9 CR. Then I ask them, okay, so let us understand this. If you're going to take a risk, because the under construction thing is a risk, and if you're going to carry that risk on your shoulder for the next 4 or 5 years, then they are going to give you a discount of maybe 20-30 lakh rupees. Is it worth the risk? So there is one product, you are a home buyer, there is a ready possession house, you can go there, you can inspect it, you can see it, and you can buy it. And there is no uncertainty, you will get it. You will get it immediately as soon as you enter the agreement and give the money to the builder. He will give you possession. So what you see is what you get, and you will get it now within a reasonable amount of time, say this month, and it is with occupation certificate. This is ready possession. Let's assume you're buying it from a builder. So ready possession. Under construction, they are committing 2025. RERA date is December 2026. They say we have got buffer space. In RERA, let us assume that is the extended date. So let us assume RERA is not going to extend the date further. Even if RERA does not extend the date further, it is quite possible that the builder can delay, and you may not get your flat till 2028. Now I ask you, let's assume you get it in 2026 and it is costing 1.8 as against 2.2 CR. 40 lakh rupees difference. Now I am going to ask you, have you calculated the rent you are going to pay from now in 2022 till 2026 December when you get possession, when you actually get possession? Have you calculated the rental? If you add up all the rental, and you can also calculate interest on that, then a different picture will emerge. The cost of your flat is not really 1.8, it is 1.8 plus the rental. So let me assume your rent is 25-30,000 per month. Let us say 30,000 per month. So it is going to be 3,60,000 per year. Multiply by the number of years. Let us say 4 years, 2026. So for 4 years, it is going to be costing you 3.6 lakh rupees per every year. So 3.6, 7.2, 14.4 lakh rupees you have already covered in just rentals. We are not even counting interest. You need to add this to the cost of your flat. So now this is one thing. The second thing is, did you count the fact that you are paying more interest on your rent before you even get your flat? If you are paying interest on for a loan for a house which you already have, that's one thing. You are already living in that house, you are enjoying it. But you are paying interest on a loan for a house which may come in 2026. Hopefully will come in 2026 December, effectively 2027. Now, have you calculated the idea that the interest component, which is front loaded always in a loan, so you will be paying almost fully interest. Suppose you add up the interest again I'm going to make a ballpark figure of, let us say, 30,000 rupees. Again, per month, just interest on a loan. If you just add it all up, you will find that it probably exceeded the cost of your ready possession. So you gotta do the math. Now I am doing very ballpark figure maths, but we can do some math. We have to put some amount of mathematical rigor into it. If you do that, you may find that under construction is much costlier for you than ready possession. Now this is one thing, the financial cost. If it is delayed, now you need to calculate the interest on your loan after it is delayed 1 year, 2 years, and the rent you are paying after it is delayed 1 year, 2 years. Think about it. Then if you litigate against the builder, if you go to court against the builder, you have to think about the lawyer's fees. You're going to think about the harassment that you're getting, because you have to make the builder pay you back compensation. He's not going to do it easily. You're going to make him give you interest because he's late. You're not going to get that easily, because builders just don't normally comply with the mandate of the law. They're really going to fight tooth and nail. They're very tough customers or very tough characters. Builders are not easy. So you are going to go up against a builder, you're going to fight in court, you're going to pay the lawyer, all that. Did you calculate all that? Now you say, oh no, but this builder is not going to do that. How do you know? How do you know? Let me give you examples which you will understand to understand what is the risk. Suppose you are told that you can buy a ticket in a bus going to Pune, and let us say it costs 300 rupees if you buy a ticket in a totally safe bus. Totally safe means if 20 people get on in Mumbai, and 20 people will get down at Pune at the designated drop-off point. 20 people get on, 20 people get off. That is your normal risk. It is not risk of an exceptional kind. It is normal like any other bus. But suppose there is a little extra risky this thing. For the normal thing you pay 300 rupees ticket. For the extra risky thing you pay only 200 rupees ticket. But the extra risky guys have one statistical thing. 20 guys get on in Mumbai, 19 guys disembark in Pune. 19, not 20. What about the one guy? Well, that one guy may have been left at some dhaba. That one guy may have been kicked out of the bus on the highway in a running bus. That one guy may have fallen out of the bus. How and why? Because it's a risky thing. One way or another, the one guy doesn't reach Pune. Maybe sometimes he reaches Pune 1 day late, 2 days late. Maybe sometimes he reaches a year later. He is found. Maybe sometimes he never reaches. Maybe sometimes he is found with injuries. Now if you have a statistic like this, if you have a bus where 19 guys get on in Mumbai, 20 guys get on in Mumbai, but only 19 will reach Pune. You can argue, it is possible to argue, it is possible to say, Krish, 19 guys reached Pune in good condition and they only paid 200 rupees ticket instead of 300 rupees. So it's a profit for them. Correct. But you're going to count all the 20 and you're going to say, but the 20th guy didn't reach. And this is a steady phenomenon. So in the same way, under construction, I'm going to give you a ballpark. Out of every 20 or 30 guys who book in under construction, some numbers of them, let us say 10 out of 20, will get their house bang on time and exactly the way they wanted them. Okay? They are happy with their purchase. They are satisfied in all ways. 5 out of the 20, they get the flat, but they are unhappy with quality. They are unhappy that they have been made to pay more. there was delay in possession, maybe 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. Ultimately, they got it. Maybe the builder gave them fit out possession for some time and finally he gave them OC. This is 5. Now, what about the remaining 5? The remaining 5, the builder is late. He is late by several years. When he gives you possession, you are terribly unhappy with the quality. There are major quality issues. You have to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees on interiors. This is the scene. Or he doesn't give you the amenities that he promised. And 1 or 2 cases out of the 20, they don't get their house at all. They just don't get their house. They keep paying EMIs, they keep paying rent, they keep staying in a rented accommodation, waiting for the builder. The house, the builder keeps saying next year Diwali, next year, this season, that season, summer vacation. But the flat never comes. The flat never happens. This is the risk profile of an under construction property. And now, why is it this kind of a risky profile? The reason it is risky is because profiteering. Builders who go into under construction property and take booking amounts, token amounts, forfeit it from people, they have a bad habit. They have a different concept of what it is to make money. You think the proper way to make money is to sell a flat and take profits from that. They think otherwise. They think the way to make money is to make fools of people, to convince them that they will get it in 2026 and then drag out the project till 2030. So the whole idea is profiteering is okay. You know the difference between making a profit, profiting and profiteering. Profiting is a legitimate way of making money. Profiteering is basically taking too many profits, too much profit by fooling people. So what is profiteering? Well, for example, forfeiting tokens is profiteering. Breaking the rules of RERA, the regulatory body, in order to make more money is profiteering. Giving a certain delivery date and then thinking, oh, wait, I can make more flats. I can increase the tower's height by another 10 stories and sell them. And that is because the FSI increased. So let's forget about the commitment to the flat owners. Let's forget that I made a commitment to give them delivery in 2026. I'm going to give them delivery in 2030. And until 2030, I'm going to make fools of them. Now, this is profiteering. This is the kind of thing that happens. And it's happening on a regular basis. And I'm sorry to say that it's all the stalwarts of the industry, the really big brand names, are also unfortunately tainted by the same disease. They're doing the same thing, the same kind of profiteering. So you would have thought that, the industry captains, the leaders, Lodhas, Runwals, Piramals, Godrej, big names, Shapurji Palonji, L&T, big names with credibility. They are not going to mess around. They are going to do it. They are going to deliver. This is what you would like to think. Let me tell you that it is literally white collar crime the way they are throwing regulatory rules, laws, regulations, orders, everything to the winds. They are absolutely throwing the regulators' orders to the winds. Regulator, that is RERA, Maharera, one of the best RERAs of the country, is giving good directions. This is how you should issue an allotment letter. This is the way your deal has to be. This is how your transaction is. They are making a mockery of RERA. And they are misusing, abusing that that legal or that mechanism. They are delaying. They are using delay as a weapon. They have weaponized delay. As a flat buyer, if you have to go to RERA to get justice, to get your own money back, it is going to take you about 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, 1.5 years. That's the kind of time period you have to expect. It's a long time for a normal flat buyer. So he says, oh, forget about it. I don't have the time. I have only given 50,000 token. I have only given 1 lakh token. I cannot fight in RERA for 1 lakh rupees because hiring a lawyer is going to cost me 70, 80,000, 1 lakh rupees. So what is the point of paying 70,000 to a lawyer and then getting 1 lakh back after a year or 2 years? Forget about it. People do that. A lot of people forget about their money. Now, why is that? Because the builders know this. The builders know that people cannot fight given their time constraints, given that they are busy with their jobs and their businesses and those things. So take their money, create a grey area, take their money and say I'm forfeiting it. This is profiteering, but they are doing it. Now the simple point of the matter is, when again I'm asking you about the risk profile. Would you prefer a bus that takes you from Bombay to Pune, charges 300 rupees, make sure that you get to Pune, versus a bus charges 200 rupees, doesn't give a damn about whether you reach or not, and statistically out of 20 only 19 reach or 18 reach, the remaining 2 God alone knows when they will reach. Maybe they will reach 2 hours, 3 hours late because they were lost somewhere. Maybe they will reach 2 days late. Maybe they will reach not at all. Maybe they are dead. This happens. This is the risk profile of under construction property. Would you still say, oh, no, it's okay, Krish, 200 rupees. I mean, I'm saving money by traveling on a 200 rupee ticket. Is this how you think? Is this a logical, rational way of thinking? This is the reason you have to avoid under construction property. Not because I say so. Not because I say it is risky. People are experiencing it. Just listen to the number of videos I get. Listen to the number of videos that I publish. Victims. How many victim stories? And please believe me, the number of stories that I publish are a small fraction of the numbers I actually listen to and speak to. Small fraction, like 1 in 5, 1 in 6 will become a video. Rest are just victims without a voice. So stay away from under construction. I am Krish the Urban Naxal, your friend. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.